I'm Gwen Pickering. Welcome to the last video in our series on being a gift this Christmas. It is almost Christmas. It's just right around the corner, and I just really want to honor you for being here, taking the time at this very, very busy time to center yourself and to remember and to prepare yourself to be a gift. In order to be the gift that you are, you really have to really remember and believe the truth about who you are. And who you are is really a precious, precious child of God. You are created in God's image. You are very good. As God said, when God created you, God said, you are very good. And whenever you remember that truth, that you're very good, then you will always be able to stand in the light and be that beautiful light that you are. Even in the midst of craziness, like a lot of times at Christmas, we get so caught up and so anxious about having everything go right. And the people around you, probably that will be happening for them. Like they'll have forgotten. But when you remember that truth, then it's possible that it might even help them to remember that they too are a precious child of God. You know, I love this little Christmas tree. It is, maybe looks to you kind of like a Charlie Brown tree, but to me it's so special because it's got these ornaments on it from people I love. Up here, my daughter, and this beautiful little thing that she made, and then our dog scratched up, but you know, that makes it even more special. And ornaments from our mothers, my mom and Gwen's mom, and people we love. And I love to get ornaments as a Christmas gift, and my friend often gives me ornaments as a Christmas gift. And one of my favorite ones isn't on this tree. It actually looks a lot like this ball, which is actually my first Christmas ball. The first Christmas, 1982, that I was with my husband. It looks like that. So it's gold, but on it, it has the most powerful thoughts ever. Okay, maybe not ever, but this is a powerful thought. It says, believing is seeing. Just think about that. Believing is seeing. Now, a lot of times I say things like, I'll believe that when I see it. Like it goes in that order. Like when I see it, then I'll believe it. But honestly, it never works that way. Until you believe something, you don't actually see it. Now, I was planning on doing this video and talking about our thoughts and how powerful they are and think, feel, do. And right before I was ready to shoot the video, I looked at this book. I just felt in my heart called to look at this book. I opened it up to this page, and this is what I read. It was so amazing to me. So this is A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. And she writes in here, and she says, when I was most desperate, I looked for a lot of ways out of my personal hell. I read books about how our minds create our experience, how the brain is like a biocomputer that manufactures whatever we feed into it with our thoughts. Think success and you'll get success. Expect to fail and you will. I read, but no matter how much I worked at changing my thoughts, I kept going back to the painful ones. Okay, that really threw me for a loop. Here I am. I'm about to talk about all these very things, and I think there are no coincidences, and I believe God really had something else to teach me. And so I didn't make the video. And I just was like, okay, God, you know, I won't make this video, but what is it that you want me to say? And then I watched really closely to the things that happened next, because God always communicates with us, right? And so if it's not that I'm supposed to be talking about, then I really need God to tell me what He wants me to say. And so this is what happened. After that, I was over in my dining room, and my husband and I had set up the Christmas tree, but our ornaments and everything were still over there, and we didn't have them all on, and nor will we ever, but we pick some favorite ones each year. And so there were still a bunch of them. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to go through these, and I'm going to put a few more ornaments on. And I took out this beautiful, beautiful glass ornament well, beautiful to us. It's probably like 60 years old, and it was in Glen's family. And I was going to bring it over here, and I dropped it on the floor, and it shattered all over the place. I was so sad, and I thought to myself, okay, Gwen, your thinking here is all wrong. My thoughts were like, I wreck things. Look at this. I wrecked this ornament. So I try to correct my thinking and think, no, Gwen, you made a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. You're good. Glenn will be fine with this. It's all okay. So I tried my best to talk about it, and to somewhat, it did help me. And then I had a dream. When I woke up in the morning, I was having this dream. In real life, I got a new car last summer, and in the dream, I was washing it, except for I was washing it in a way that you would never wash a car, in only a way that you could do in a dream. Had all this water in my car, and I was shaking the car back and forth to wash out the dirt, and when I was doing it, the car got unbalanced and flipped upside down, and then it smashed the hood. And I just was left with this terrible feeling like I just wreck everything. I get this new thing and I wreck it. And that was my thinking when I woke up in the morning and told my husband about my dream. It's not an unfamiliar thought to me. And then I told my husband about that as soon as he woke up, and right after I told him that, we had gotten this new bedspread just last week. It's really beautiful and has like these wonderful threads in it. And my fingernail was cracked, and my fingernail got stuck on one of these threads and pulled. And so now our new bedspread is no longer perfectly beautiful. My husband had to go get a scissor and cut it off because I couldn't get it off of my fingernail. It's sort of funny now, but I just felt like, oh my gosh, here we have this new thing, and now I wrecked that. And so it was very interesting just to see all of these things in a row, and then listen to me, what I was saying to myself. And what I was saying, and each one of them is, I wreck it. And so, I've been thinking for myself for years, and it's been tremendously helpful to me to really focus on the positive and to choose my thoughts, and all of these things are tremendously helpful. But the truth of the matter is that there's this very specific thing I believe that is called to really learn at a deeper level and to share with you, and that is the literal truth that believing is seeing. So if you look around at your life, whatever you're seeing, whatever's actually happened, they are a direct result of your actual deep down beliefs. And some of them are probably subconscious. You don't even know that you have them. But that's actually what is creating our world. Now, our thoughts can help us change our beliefs somewhat, but not totally. And so I was really stuck. Like, okay, here we go. The whole thing I've been teaching for years, think, feel, do. And then the next thing I read in this book shed great light on what I was supposed to share with you next. I once attended a 12-step meeting where people were asking God to take away their desire to drink. This is powerful. They were asking God to take away their desire to drink. And she says, I'd never gone overboard with any particular dysfunctional behavior. It wasn't drinking or drugs that was doing me in. It was my personality in general. My negativity was as destructive to me as alcohol to the alcoholic. It was as though I was addicted to my own pain. And here's the big insight. Could I ask God to help me with that? It occurred to me that just as with any other addictive behavior, maybe a power greater than myself could turn things around. Neither my intellect nor my willpower had been able to do that. I think that's the other thing that God really wanted me to learn at a deeper level and to share with you. That sometimes we can't. Sometimes our working on our thinking just can't, because we have these deep down beliefs. And those deep beliefs that we can't change, we need to go to God and ask for help, and God will be there. God wants to help. And so if we go to God and say, dear God, like for me, I just struggle because honestly, deep down, I really think I just wreck things. Please, I need a miracle. Help me. Help me see things differently. Because God can heal. God can heal those wounds. The ones that we can't do by ourselves. So I think there's really two main things here. First of all, just the literalness of believing is seeing. So you can look around your life and you can see what's happening. I mean, the things that are good, you have beliefs about that too. And those are great. Well, thank heavens. But the areas where you're not living the life that you want, those are all because of beliefs that you have. And I'm thinking you've tried to change them with your thoughts. And if it's not working, then God will help you. Just go to God, and God will help you. Open your heart. You don't have to beg God or anything. God wants to help you, right? It's not like we have to plead with God. We just have to open our heart so that God can actually do the work that God already wants to do in us. And this is really how we become a greater gift, by letting God transform our lives from the very deepest wounds that we have, so that we can actually just stand in that truth about who we are, have that wound healed up, so then we can be who we are, and we can be the bright and shining light that God wants us to be. And we can be not only at Christmas, but every day of the year, someone who is a gift, because we remembered who we are. And we remember that because our God is great, and God helps us when we ask. I hope that serves you, and I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. I would love to have you leave a comment below. If you have any questions or any way that I could help you through this, I will happily answer any questions you have. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.